Hey there, welcome to Copilot Learning. And we're here today, Mike Gannotti and
Darryl Rowe.
And today we want to talk to you about an upcoming Copilot Chat apps pinning change that we're pretty excited about, but we think it's really important to know. And you've got something up here, Darryl. What do you got there?
Yeah, so remember I think we did a session a few weeks ago about pinning chat to the nav bar in Teams and on Windows.
Yeah.
So there's a new change coming, and this is going to be interesting. So Copilot Chat is going to be available in the Office apps, so in Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Copilot Chat, isn't it already there?
So let me wind this back. So if you have the M365 Copilot license, you have Copilot built into the apps. So I can use it in PowerPoint to create a new slide, to generate a picture.
Yep.
Or I can use it in Excel to work some formulas. We've shown those before, right?
Yeah.
This is not that. Right.
Okay, it's something different. So what is it? It's something
different. So there's a good article on it. I'm not going to go through that, but we'll share that at the end. But I actually want to pull it up in the message center because I've got some screenshots to talk through that. So
nice.
First things first, there's a message center post. So if you have access to the M365 message center, look for MC1096218. So 1096218, published June 16th. And it goes into a lot more detail on what's going to be happening. So
can you enlarge that a bit, that view?
Absolutely, yes.
And we'll just center on the message itself. Oh, yeah, here we go.
So if you've ever had M365 Copilot, the full boat license, you'll know there's a Copilot button there, right? So with this new change, that Copilot button will exist for everybody that has that pinning enabled. So whether you have the license or not, the button will be there. Sorry.
So for the folks, if they pinned, if that's pinned, if they turn pinning on, that's going to appear. So if they have the, I don't want to say free because it's not free. It's the baseline Copilot with EDP, Enterprise Data Protection, and all that. But for it's really for the non-licensed users of Copilot Chat.
Yes.
Gotcha. So they're going to have this right adjacent to the document.
Right. But what it's going to do is different. So I cannot use it to process what's there. So if this was PowerPoint, for example, it cannot create a new slide. It cannot generate pictures. It cannot do the fancy formatting in that or in Excel or in Word. But what it can do, it has visuals on what's happening in the document itself. So let me clarify. If I asked it to summarize the document, it will summarize it. Okay. So it's very similar. And if you've got the full license, it does that as well. So let me just clarify, it will still do that. It will make text more concise and persuasive, as it says on the bullets, right? It can see what's on the screen. However, anything you do in here will stay in here. So it won't do anything in the actual document itself. It will just add suggestions, or I can do some research. I can look stuff up, but it won't affect anything in this window.
So would it be fair to say it's going to work very much like today if I open up Word in Edge, for example, and I leverage the Copilot button up in Edge where I get that panel and it can see the document. So it'll summarize and do all that. It captures it here. Then I can copy and paste, but it's not going to affect change directly into the document like a licensed user would.
Exactly. So I won't be able to, I'll be able to look at it. That's a great analogy. Like in the Edge can see what's there, but it can't affect what's actually in the main window.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I highlighted any text that was in this window, I wouldn't get the little pop-up show up. I can't rewrite that. I'd actually have to manually copy paste from there back to here, change it and go back again. So it's multiple steps, right? It can't generate any other new documents. So it's very limited in what it can do, but it's a convenience, I would like to think, right?
I was going to say, because I think what at least what I'm hearing from my customers, and you may be hearing something different, but what I've been hearing from them is that a lot of the users are using that have the, the non-licensed version of Copilot Chat, right? That those users have been using the chat user interface and then doing the document upload to do this type of activity and asking to summarize and things. They're not seeing the document, but they're able to do similar activities. This just makes it a lot more streamlined and convenient because we're just adding additional value for those users to make it a more natural occurrence, right?
That's exactly it. That's it. It's making
great.
it more convenient. So
yeah.
And then, it doesn't replace the M365 Copilot license,
No.
which is a lot more feature rich. It can do document generation and, there's a whole bunch of things everyone probably knows, right? So think of this as a good stepping stone into Copilot for a lot of the users to get used to it, but it won't, display. I wouldn't, if I need the features for the full boat license, this won't solve that. I still need the full boat license.
Correct. But I think it's important that, it's in the message center. I still, and I know you hear this all the time, but we didn't even know. And they're like, well, it's in the message center. But, when we're talking about that, it's important that for change management, customers should understand the change is coming. It's a positive. To me, this is a positive, right? It's additional value. But they're going to want to educate their users so there's not confusion and users thinking they have the full license when in fact they do not. It's the same license, just additional functionality as far as ease of access. Yeah,
correct. Sorry for the resolution. This is really bad, but one thing that you got to bear in mind, if you've already enabled the pinning in Outlook and Teams, it's going to appear in the apps as well. So be aware of that. Let your users know that. And let them know that, hey, you haven't actually got the license. If they don't, in case they're expecting that. So
but that's a positive message to put out, right? We're bringing new value to our non-licensed users. They can tell their folks. For those of you in the organization having it, we're going to bring that same non-licensed chat experience in the apps, so you don't have to go back and forth. You can see the Word document, the PowerPoint, Excel, and do the same kind of summarization questionings that you've done in the past.
Correct. Yeah. And
very cool.
One other thing they added as well is if the end users don't want the button there, or they can actually turn that off. They go in the settings for the Office apps, and there's going to be a button, new Copilot tab in Office, and they can turn it off. So they can do that themselves. Now, whether you can use GPO to do that yourself, I don't know. That's to be determined. I'm not sure we've announced that yet. So maybe you could go back to the old school and run a GPO ahead of time. But that's getting beyond my expertise. So,
to me, I don't know why you would. I mean, it's a simple messaging to the org to explain what's happening. We're providing the screenshots in the message center so you can quickly craft a message and then put that out. I mean,
Yeah, and then to go back to that main document we were just discussing, this is going to fill out obviously nearer the time. So this is just showing a warning. It hasn't added any extra details on what's going to happen. So if you scroll through here, it's still talking about the nav bars. It's not talking about the Office apps. But nearer the time, I think it's July time, I believe, according to the message center post.
July, yes.
Yeah, this will be updated and it'll have a lot more info. Probably, some stuff that we haven't discussed today. They'll give you more info on that.
Very cool. Well, this is great. I think to me, it's a positive. I think just message your, be aware. Let your change management folks, you might want to do some messaging about that. But it's a positive. It's coming. We have posted the note here in the official pinning documentation, but more importantly, in the message center is a very detailed explanation. It's been there. When was that published in the message center?
That was June 16th. Now, we wanted to call this out specifically, because if you go into the message center, I've just filtered on Copilot. There's a bunch of changes coming.
There's a lot of changes.
And you may have missed it. So just so you're aware.
What's the number? What do they want to look for again?
That was a good question. The number, to open it again, it is MC 109 6218. And there's also a roadmap referral number. So if I click that, will take you to the public roadmap, hopefully, fingers crossed. And it'll have the roadmap view as well. So
nice. You know what? Send me this link in our chat, and I'll make sure we'll include the link to this in the post itself. Cool.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's it. You got anything else for us, Darryl? This is awesome.
No, this is it. So just get your users aware that this is happening. So otherwise you're going to get a lot of phone calls. And then get ready for it. Just
get ready.
Get ready. It's coming soon.
It's coming. Copilot continuing to innovate, continuing to bring value. So all right. With that, this is Mike
and Darryl.
Bidding you all have a great day. Take care, and as always, Copilot, and as I get ready to press the button, ciao.
Okay.